Hey, welcome back. It's Ross and Ryan. Sorry, no updates in a while. I've been around doing other things, like having fun in life. Been to Cha'am, was in Bangkok, was in Pattaya, whatever you want to call it. Doing a little bit of traveling, just local this time, not before I start heading out again. But I thought I'd update you guys on the Sala here, which is now, and there it is. So let's take a tour inside and see what they got. So some of the things you'll notice. This area is now all cleaned up, which used to be just mud and dirt. Now nice, beautiful brick, and they just had more bricks delivered, so we'll get this finished up in the next day or two. The floor and the toilet and sink are the last things that need to be done, but we'll go inside, and you can hear some really noisy music, which you can see. We're putting the finishing touches on it. I'm gonna see if I can turn that down just for a moment. There we go. Turn that down for a minute. So, give you a little tour. Got pretty lights. I don't know if the electricity works in here yet or not. I'm not sure. No electricity yet. But he's caulking up the top. They'll be putting, I guess they're gonna put some kind of trim around the window later on. And then the last thing will be the floor. When everything else is done, then they'll come in here and strip the floor completely, sand it all down, paint it, and then these little cracks that you see here, they're going to then fill all that at the very end. That'll be the last thing. So when they put a shellac coating over it, well, that will fill in that area. So that's the inside of it. And it's really nice. So it's almost as big as my California bungalow back in Los Angeles. And it has a nice little patio here. Okay, you can turn your music back on. Thank you. And of course, gotta have a gate to keep the dogs out. Otherwise, they'll all sleep there on that patio in a heartbeat. Underneath, they tiled the whole thing. And as you can see, the dogs are really enjoying the cool tile. So it looks pretty. So what else we're doing here? All these plants here, they'll line this area over here. I'll be able to take out the two doggy crates, the big doggy houses over there, and put them also over there. Ignore the truck running. I had to get the battery charge. I haven't started in a few weeks. This area right here, where you can see this little bitty path, I like the brick so much, I'm going to have them do the same thing right here. So, straight path we could across here, and one other place as well. I've been spending the last 3 days working on my yard. And now my chainsaw is in the shop, getting a new blade put on it, and a tune-up. I'm going to pick that up shortly. And then over here as well, I'm going to pull out these stones and line this with brick as well, so that the grass doesn't stops growing between it. It'll be a nice little path, because this one we use all the time. That one I use all the time. This one we don't use too often, but I'm going to have them redo this because some of the stones are starting to pop up because of the roots, and I'm going to have to actually cut out some of the roots of this tree here, hopefully without killing the tree, because the roots are just coming out on the land like a banyan tree would do. Same thing with that tree there and that tree. So I can either add more dirt or just cut out the top roots. And so I wanted to add dirt, and the wife thinks I should just cut out the roots. One, we'll find out. But yesterday was a big day around here for yard work. It was the trimming day, where I'm trimming all the trees, because we've had so much rain. Things have been growing really, really well. I still have this mess to clean up, and the truck is full of garbage that seems to be taken away as well. So some of this is garbage, some of this is recycling that's going to get reused in other projects. But I have no idea what they're doing it, because I don't get involved in that, because it's not my thing. Oh, septic system still has to be put in. They have the hole. And this whole pile here is everything we did yard cutting yesterday. And it is a lot, just to give you an idea. So what will end up happening is over the next day or two, we'll come back and burn it all. Once it all turns brown enough, this becomes a nice little fire. And all this will disappear in just a couple hours. And then all the ash that comes from that becomes fertilizer for the yard. So it's kind of nice. But all the coconut tree limbs. If they were limp and they couldn't get it up any longer, then they had to come down. So you can see like what I refer to as a limp palm. This one right here, that would be considered a limp palm because it's now starting to hang, as the other ones are still going straight up. We like them to look like this, where everything's straight up and down. I can't cut down that limp palm there because it's holding up some coconuts that are growing. So that'll just have to wait. My berry plant, you have to cut this thing back, and the more that you cut it back, the more berries you'll get in the future. That's nice. The mango tree that they had to cut back severely to put in the house is already starting to grow new leaves. So you can keep a good tree down, but you can't stop it from growing. So this tree actually will grow really nicely in the future with just the branches up top. We'll be able to control it better. And I'll have to trim out the bottom portion here because I don't need that. Anyway, there's your update for what's going on. If you want to see more what goes on around here in my silly life, subscribe, and when I make videos, you'll see what's going on in my crazy life. Anybody have any questions about how I did anything, I'll be more than happy to follow up with you individually if any, leave it in the comments. Anyway, in terms of cost, we're way over budget, but of course we are, because with every contractor, whatever they quote you, just multiply it by 3. But we knew that going in, so I wasn't too surprised when he came up with the number that he did. So this house now, we're into it for about $1 million baht, about $27,000. And you show me where you can build a guest house for $27,000. Not too shabby, but it also helped that we had the foundation already. Anyway, Russ Around, I am out of here. I gotta go pick up my chainsaw.